So my name is Alyssa Walker. I am going to finish my degree in May at Eastern, and I will be certified to teach pre-K through third grade, and I want to become a teacher. So I'm originally from Tucson, Arizona, and I became a New Mexican in about 2017 when I married my husband, and we have two children together. We live on a ranch here in Tucumcari, New Mexico, and I'm the youngest of four siblings. I like to bake, and I also have like a little coffee business. I sell coffees like on Friday mornings. I go and deliver those, so I really like to, I like to serve people, I guess. So I began my journey at Eastern in 2016, 2017. I actually started at Eastern on a softball scholarship. I played softball my whole entire life, and so it didn't end up like working out for me. Life happens, and so I ended up going back home to Tucson, Arizona. And then in 2017, in July, my husband and I got married. I came back, and then after we had our first son, I was kind of at home and a little like anxious, and so I started a job at a daycare, and I had to go back to school for that. And so I got my associates, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And so my husband encouraged me. He's like, you should just finish, like my teachers did too, you should just finish out your degree. And so I came to Eastern because I was familiar with it. I really did enjoy like the school and the atmosphere, and so that's why I enrolled in 2020 during the peak of COVID, when the school was doing a lot of virtual classes. I had to finish out stuff in the classrooms, but for my associates, and then we're like, well, what are we gonna do? So it was just so weird. It was like a blur, I feel like, and I'm like, I don't know, but it worked out. Like virtual worked out because I have two kids, and being able to stay home, I was able to go and help stay home with them and do my schooling and finish and teach at the same time. So it did work out really good. So originally, when I first started at Eastern, I was undecided. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I love nursing and I love teaching, and that kind of goes back to the whole serving people. I do love to serve people, and that's probably my love language. And I always remember all the teachers I had in elementary school. I could name them off. I had Miss Williams, Miss Anderson, Miss Demore, Miss Mount. They all were influential people in my life. So I was like, well, maybe I'll start. I started, I got my associate's degree in early childhood education. So I just thought, I'm going to continue. And because of those people that were influential to me, and because I remember them so much now and I still talk to them, they're a huge piece of why I chose teaching. I really have a passion for making connections with students and being a part of their family, their lives. And so that really is just why I really wanted to serve kids. So in 2020, I had my first class, and they really changed me. I was still a little bit undecided, do I really want to do this with kids? And so after that, I decided I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna finish. And so I would say my goals ultimately in my career, I want to touch as many lives as I can. I want to be an effective teacher. I want to be a leader among staff and students. And I want my students to be able to remember me in 20 years just as I remember my teachers a long time ago. Well, I think anyone who goes to Eastern will know that the sense of community there, you just go and you can feel it. Once you pull into Eastern, I love the sense of community, that everybody kind of knows everybody and everyone's there for each other. I really enjoyed the class size at Eastern because you feel seen. You hear about these class sizes and they're 200 kids and stuff, but at Eastern you really feel you get the one-on-one help that you need, that you're seen by your teachers and your advisors, professors. And without it be going virtual and the school being able to make those changes, because I know I did methods online, they accommodated for us, I wouldn't have been able to finish my my degree. And so I'm really thankful, and that was my favorite part about being a Greyhound, is the accommodations they make, the class sizes, and the community. So I did earn academic honors at ENMU. I have held the Greyhound Promise Scholarship and the Teacher Education Program Scholarship, and I've also held the ECECD Scholarship as well through, I think it's through the state of New Mexico. Yeah, it's an early childhood education scholarship. So the way that it works is like you fulfill hours in a certain type of classroom, and then they will like pay for your books and stuff like that. They'll pay for your books and any like extra tuition that you have. It's just a really good scholarship, I guess. It's I think it's through CNM is what I think it's through. As far as like academic kind of projects, I am a student teacher, so I'm currently working on like fulfilling lesson plans and teaching students, and then I'm also being observed by the school, and I have to fulfill reflections out for like how my time is going. I come to Eastern as well to do, it's called like Jumpstart with the head of student teaching and stuff like that. So just not so much with like other adults, but with kids, yes. So I worked as a long-term substitute for the past 2 years. I worked, serving students, and I was their only teacher for the last 2 years. I taught 4th grade, and so that's really been keeping me busy the past, 2 years teaching students and giving my time to them. So since I'm a virtual student, I don't get to go very often to Eastern, but when I do, I think it's Avenue K. It's like the main avenue at Eastern. When you drive down, it's just so beautiful. I feel like I'm at a school back east, like Princeton or, something like that. And I just love it's beautiful. The grounds are just kept so beautifully. I love the brick buildings. It's just a beautiful campus to be at. It's a smaller campus, but you feel like you don't feel like you're missing out on like the big city university kind of thing. You get like it all in one little thing, and I love it. I love going to Eastern. So I have had a lot of great professors, but one who has really made a difference in my life is Dr. Espadat, and I had her during the methods classes here at Eastern, virtual, and she really pushed me to become the educator that I am today, really thinking about all aspects of teaching, not just, one or another. I definitely don't think, if it wasn't for her, I would not be the teacher with the teacher brain that I have now, or have made the growth that I have this school year in general. Like we talked about professors in Eastern being a smaller place where you feel like you're not just a number. And Dr. Espada has still continued to reach out to me and make sure like my classes are going well. If I need anything, how can she help me? If there's any like situations like, hey, I really need help getting advice on this or that, she's always there for me. And so I feel like that will be like a long-term relationship that I will continue to check in with her. And I really appreciate Dr. Espada. So my freshman year, I had taken child psychology, and I've had a lot of great classes, but I don't know, this like just stands out to me. So I love child psychology, and I cannot remember what my professor's name is because it's been so long now, but I remember it was like 2 years ago, I had seen her at a Sam's Club in Amarillo, and she remembered who I was. And so like we go back to that like community relationship, like she remembered me from child psychology, and it just warmed my heart. It touched my heart because I love that class, and for her to remember me really spoke volumes to Eastern in general. So right now, my biggest dream is like in the fall, I'd like to enroll at Eastern to finish. I want to get my master's degree. And then following that, if I have some spare time, one day I'd like to open up my own little mobile coffee shop to keep myself busy in the summertime. Teachers got a lot of time on their hands in the summer. So those are two things for me. One is probably a shorter term goal, one's more a long term goal, but yeah, I'm excited. So I would say, like, with the national teacher shortage we have right now, we're really needing teachers and good teachers too as well. So I would say don't give up. Like, if there is going to be hard times, there's going to be really hard times. Last semester was hard, very hard, especially having a family. But I think, like, you find your support system and you stick with it. You just take one day at a time and just don't give up, because at the end of the day, it is really worth it. Like right now, I'm so excited. I'm going to graduate soon. The end is near. It's felt like a long road and a long journey, but it really hasn't been. And I think if you just continue to reach out to your advisors and your professors, and like we talked about, a ton of people are there to help and they want to help you. So reach out, don't give up, and good luck. That's what I have to say.